Have you ever had one of those moments, you're just stuck in the daily grind, totally focused, and then you just stop? Maybe you look up at the sky or you get lost in the view out your window. Well, today, we're going to dive into two really powerful ways of thinking that can completely change how you see your life, from the highest highs to the toughest struggles. I think we all know this feeling, right? You get so wrapped up in your to-do list, your deadlines, your immediate problems, that your whole world just kind of shrinks down to whatever's right in front of your face. It's like you're in pure survival mode. And the philosophy we're talking about today has a perfect metaphor for this: the ant. I mean, think about it. For an ant, its entire reality is the ground. It's the pebble that has to climb over, the next crumb of food. Its whole life is about what's next, right now. The ant never ever looks up to see the stars. Okay, so this brings us right to the heart of the first big idea. These two totally different perspectives. It's the difference between that ground level, ant's eye view and the incredible potential that we have as human beings. This chart really lays it out, doesn't it? The ant is just locked into a world of survival. Everything is about getting by. But us, we can do something amazing. We can lift our heads. We can look past our next meal to the horizon, past the dirt on the ground to the stars. We can actually shift our entire state of being from just surviving to experiencing awe. So what happens when we do that? What happens when we really use that ability to shift from the ant's view to the human one? What does that feel like? Just picture this for a second. You're on a long hike, you're tired, your legs are burning, you're just staring at the dusty path. And then you look up, and the whole world just opens up in front of you. In that one moment, all the fatigue, all the effort, it just vanishes. You're completely lost in the beauty of it all. But it doesn't have to be some grand, epic view. It can be something tiny. You're walking down the street, lost in your own thoughts, and you happen to spot this single little flower, just pushing its way through a crack in the pavement. And for just a second, you're struck by it. Its quiet little fight to exist. This feeling has a name. It's called sacred happiness. And here is the absolute key. It has zero practical value for your survival. A beautiful sunset can't feed you. A flower can't pay your bills. This joy is so deep and so powerful because it exists completely outside that world of profit and loss. It connects us to something way bigger than our own little needs. Now, let's take this idea and just zoom out, way out. From the beauty we find here on Earth, let's expand our perspective to a cosmic scale, to get a little glimpse of eternity. When you look up at a star in the night sky, you're not actually seeing it as it is right now. You're seeing light that started its journey thousands, maybe even millions of years ago. By the time that ancient little photon finally hits your eyeball, the star that sent it might have exploded and died a long, long time ago. So, in a very real way, you're looking at the beautiful ghost of a star. And that cosmic perspective creates this really specific feeling. It's the sensation of being yourself, but also not yourself. When you really grasp that immense scale, your personal worries, your ego, all the stuff that feels so big and important, it just starts to dissolve. You don't disappear, you expand. You feel connected to the whole story of the universe. Okay, so that feeling of cosmic awe is amazing for putting our lives in perspective. But what about the things that pull us right back down to the ground? The painful, difficult, messy parts of life. Well, it turns out that finding meaning in awe and finding meaning in adversity are really two sides of the same coin. So now, let's pivot to a pretty radical way of looking at hardship itself. Now, this is a huge question. Most of us, we live our lives with the basic assumption that a good life is a happy, easy life. We think suffering is a problem, an error in the system, something to be avoided at all costs. But what if that core belief is just wrong? This brings us to the second big idea, the ascending mindset. And the metaphor here is so powerful. Fertilizer isn't exactly pleasant, right? But it's absolutely essential for things to grow. And this isn't about just gritting your teeth and enduring pain. It's an active attitude. It's about taking the tough stuff in your life and intentionally using it as fuel for your own growth. So, what kind of worldview makes this ascending mindset possible? How can you genuinely see your biggest struggles as something valuable? Well, the answer lies in completely reframing the purpose of your life and your soul's grand journey.
From this perspective, our life here on Earth is an incredibly rare and precious opportunity. It's a chance that a soul might only get once every few thousand years. A chance to come here for a very specific kind of training, a training that can only happen in a physical body on this planet. This idea totally reframes reincarnation. The original concept, Tenshuko Rine, is kind of like a career change for the soul. It suggests this isn't some random, endless cycle. Instead, it's more like a cosmic career plan, where each life is a different job that your soul chooses to develop specific skills and virtues. Think about it like building a resume. In one life, maybe you were an artist, and the whole point was to master creativity. In another, you were a leader, to learn about responsibility. Maybe you were a farmer, to truly understand what it means to be in harmony with nature. Each life adds a new skill, a new line item to your soul's resume, which means your current life isn't just a random accident, it's your current mission. Okay, so with this grand idea of a soul's career plan in mind, how does that help us with our problems right now? How does this actually change what we do today?
Well, it gives us a two-part strategy for any challenge. This mindset isn't about just passively accepting your fate. No way. The outer work is you, using every ounce of your skill and energy to actively solve the problem in front of you. But at the very same time, you're doing the inner work. You're consciously asking yourself, okay, what inner strength am I building here? What is this experience teaching me on a deeper level? And these are the real rewards. It's like lifting weights, right? The goal isn't just to lift the barbell one time. The goal is to build the muscle. The difficult situation you're in, that will eventually pass. But the inner strengths you build from it, like patience, wisdom, compassion, those become a permanent part of you. That's the soul power you take with you to your next job. So let's end with this thought. Think about the biggest challenge you're facing in your life right now. Really picture it. Now, what if it's not a random, unlucky thing that just happened to you? What if it's actually a custom-designed training program made specifically for you? A program designed to help you master the exact skill your soul needs for the next stage of its grand journey. If that's true, then what is it trying to teach you?